Good afternoon, and welcome to Two-A-Day on the Packer Link Up. It is Tuesday, August 5th, and this is the Powder Clock edition. Well, Chris Mortensen from ESPN.com has reported that Brett Favre drove away from training camp today. Apparently, the talks between him and Coach McCarthy, which reportedly went on for 5.5 hours, did not result in the two coming together, resulted in the two drifting further apart. And this morning, as training camp practice was about to begin, three quarterbacks in red jerseys emerged, and there wasn't a fourth with the number 4 on his jersey. Brett Favre was seen shortly afterward driving away in his Escalade. Brett Favre has been quoted to say, "I know that I'm committed, and I know that they want to know if I'm committed, but I want to know if they're 100% committed. The problem is that there's been a lot of damage done, and I can't forget it. Stuff has been said, stories planted, and that just aren't true. Can I get over all that? I doubt it." So further, Brett has been quoted as saying, "This probably won't work." So we will see what happens. It looks like we will have our 3 young quarterbacks for the team this year and have to deal with that situation. Of course, Aaron Rodgers has earned his spot up to this point and will continue, I'm sure, to do so, practice hard, and hopefully play very well. I had a caught-up report that I had not seen before, and this is a little bit dated, but since right now is probably going to be a lot of talk about Favre, I thought I would bring it up just for those who are interested. I don't remember the name of the reporter who mentioned this. It was on a roundtable discussion with a guy from Milwaukee, and this man was a writer in New York who had sources inside the Giants organization, and he said that there were reports all over New York after the Giants game when Brett Favre threw the final interception, which ended up being his final pass, at least probably as a Green Bay Packer, it looks like. They said that Brett Favre was sick for 3 days before that game with the flu. Said during the game he had 100-plus temperature, and after the game he almost threw up. So I just thought this was interesting to me. In fact, when I watched that game, I remember thinking Brett looked like he couldn't handle the cold. The cold was the only thing I could chalk it up to. His eyes were kind of downcast. He looked lethargic, and it looked like he was struggling just to stay involved in the game. And to hear this guy say that, whether it's true or not, maybe we'll never know. If I ever get a chance to talk to Brett Favre, which probably will never happen, I'm going to ask him that because if that were true, it'd put a lot of things in perspective to me, make a lot of things make sense about that game. And of course, once again, show how tough he is and how passionate he is about the game to play in such difficult circumstances. To be in that cold of a game and to play sick really says a lot for the man. Something that I never knew, just thought maybe some of you out in Packerland would be interested to hear it. Maybe one or two of you can track down the information or reference and find out if that, in fact, was the case. We'd be more than happy. Jump on the link up, post a blog, connect with one of us, and give us a private message and let us know where you found that information. We like to track down our sources as much as we can. However, I did think I would mention it. Okay, my rant for this afternoon. It goes back to almost... one of our members posted a blog that this day's events up to this point has really rung true to me. So I wanted to go ahead and read a blog by one of our members and see what you think about it. This is how I feel. I think it's true, and you can make your judge on it. It's called "And No Mistake," posted on July 11th of '08. So this is posted quite a while back. Says, "Make no mistake about it, when Brett Favre retired last March, he did not retire from the NFL. He retired from the Green Bay Packers. I remember my undergraduate years. I still had dreams twinkling in my eyes. I still loved education and the promise of future reward. I still loved my professors. I still felt pride in my school. Why was I glad to graduate? The administration. The same is true of Brett Favre and the Packers. Brett still loves the game and he still loves the fans. But what he doesn't take a shine to is the Packer brass, who really could take or leave the 38-year-old three-time MVP. I know that at some point the Packers will have to move on, and this is and that it's going to happen this year in all likelihood, but one more year, what would that hurt? Well, it would hurt the feelings of Aaron Rodgers and the entire team who's moved on. It would hurt the feelings of the Packer brass, who really never wanted him the way the fans did, and maybe to some extent still do. And it would hurt the NFL to have someone like Brett play a year for another team and then retire after coming back to the Packers one more time to sign him for a day like Bill Schrader or Antonio Freeman. Give me a time machine with a quarter to turn it on, and I will send Brett back to March 6th, and he cannot retire. Then he can play one more year, get another Super Bowl, and Aaron Rodgers can take over at that point. Better yet, give me a time machine and a quarter, and I'll go back to the Giants game, and Brett would throw a pass to one of the three other open receivers instead of an interception toward Donald Driver. Then he would come back for this season, get his third Super Bowl, and Aaron would get a couple too, and we would not just have the two triple crowns, but 4 in a row with 2 different quarterbacks. If ifs, ands, and buts were candy and nuts, every day would be... That's it for Packer Link Up tonight. Today, we will see you back tonight shortly after Mike McCarthy's press conference. And until then, go Pack!